Assalamu alaikum everybody, this is your brother Sam, aka Sam of Somalia, and a very warm welcome back to my channel. So in this video I thought it would be a nice opportunity just to give some advice to the soon-to-be dads out there. There's tons of advice and tons of kind of comfort and support for mothers out there. And I suppose I'm sort of at a stage in my life now, alhamdulillah, where like I've got a little boy who's 2 years old, and now I've got like I have people who are going through like their first pregnancy now, or dads in that pregnancy, who are asking me for advice, whereas I feel like a pretty young dad, I feel like a pretty young and inexperienced dad. But if there are some things of benefit that I can give to the dads out there, or the soon-to-be dads, inshallah, I just wanted to kind of put on the camera and just have a genuine chat with you guys and tell you guys whatever I can, because as I said, there's not really that much good support out there for dads. There's not really much talk about what really dads' responsibilities are, and how to handle it being a dad, because I know that it was really tough for me. Like if I didn't have like Islam to protect me, if I didn't have a religion that I learn about coping with difficulty from, and coping with financial difficulty, coping with pressures that I'd never had before, and coping with, going from that, I pretty much within the space of about 6 months went from being a student where I had no cares in the world and no real responsibilities in the world and no real difficult challenges in the world, to being married, had a pregnant wife, I'm working full time, I'm renting a flat, I'm running a car, and all of these responsibilities and stuff. And there's not, if it wasn't for my religion, that would have been so difficult for me. I'd have found it so hard to cope. So, obviously the first thing, this isn't really even something I planned into the video, but obviously you build a good relationship with your religion. That should be the first and foremost thing, right? Like, that obviously needs to be the first thing. Like I didn't, as I say, I didn't even plan that into the video because it's just obvious, right? Like, if you're gonna go into the arena of raising a little human being who you're going to be the main influence over, you need to take it really seriously what the influences towards that child are going to be, and to make sure that you're equipped with giving that child their rights as soon as they're born. Like, you know what the processes are that you need to go through for doing the aqiqah, and other things that your children need to do when they're born. But that wasn't really the main thing for this video. The main thing for this video really was something that I wish somebody had kind of said to me, is to not judge yourself. Like, don't judge yourself too harshly. I think I remember hearing, I don't know where exactly, but I feel like I heard loads of times like men saying the time when they held their baby was the most like amazing moment of their life, or the whole pregnancy is kind of like, my wife throughout the whole of our pregnancies, that she followed a few like YouTubers who document their whole pregnancy and stuff, and they portray it as the most wonderful, magical thing ever, right? But that really wasn't what it was like for us. And I wish there was just a guy who could just put their arm around me and say, like, look, Sam, like, you don't have to be feeling all that stuff. Like, you don't have to be feeling like it's all perfect. You don't have to feel like you're ready and stuff. Like, if someone had just said to me, don't judge yourself, like, this is your pregnancy, it's your wife's pregnancy, but this is your baby, right? This is your process that you're going through. You'll feel different emotions at times differently to what other people do, and you'll feel some emotions more strongly than other people do, and sometimes, frankly, it might be really grim. Like, there's a lot of times that are supposed to be this amazing moment that might actually be really grim, and might not feel right to you at all. So, as I said, in my experience, like, the experience happened, the whole transition happened really quickly, and because so much happened, like, I didn't really feel emotionally connected to my son until, because I just didn't have time to adjust to it. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm a really paternal dad. Like, I like to think that I'm really I'm really paternal, I'm really hands-on, really caring with my little boy and stuff. But the honest truth is, it took me ages to really settle into that role. Like, the whole time my wife was pregnant, I don't think that I was like emotionally invested in the way I knew on a conscious level, right, that I'm emotionally invested, I'm a committed dad, and I want to do everything right. But throughout the whole process, actually feeling it on like a subconscious level, I don't really think I was in tune with it. Do you know what I mean? But I know I should be, and I blamed myself a lot for that. I felt like, I felt like I had a lot of shortcomings, and that I was falling short in preparing myself for being a dad, and that I wasn't supporting my wife in the right way. You know, so I mean, the advice really that I'm talking about, the underlying thing is just to not to judge yourself, not to judge yourself by other people's standards, right? As long as you're focused on the most important things that, you know, that Allah has given you a child, and that it's a blessing, and that you're going to be there as much as you can, and just do the best you can. Like, really, other stuff, if you come and you have your first scan or whatever, and you find out the baby's gender, and it doesn't like give you goosebumps, and you don't feel excited, and look at your spouse and you have this amazing moment, if you don't have that, fine. That's not the most important thing. The main thing, which should be kept the main thing, is just that you know that you're going to love your little baby, and that you're going to have sincere intention to do your best and learn. You know, like, you know, I know a lot of people, and myself, if I hadn't, like, you know, if I hadn't have really just had my religion really to just give me context and give me understanding in it, like, I'd have really struggled through that, because, you know, we had some complications in our pregnancy. You know, we had some complications, and you know, and there was a lot of things thrown up to me that, you know, made me feel that were really uncomfortable for me. Like, I mean, to be honest, I didn't really know my wife when we first got married. Like, my wife was pregnant with my child, and I didn't really know her. SubhanAllah, like, I mean, my wife and I probably got to know each other for like 3 months or something before we got married, and then we were married, and, you know, I came home from work one day, and she sat me down, and she had this little box. I've still got it, actually. She gave me this little box, and you know, I came in from work at about 8 o'clock. I was a primary school teacher at this point. I came home from work at about 8 o'clock in the evening with about 60 books to mark. And she was like, before you do that, you'd best have a sit down. And there's a little box, and it had like little baby's booties in it, and there was a pregnancy test in it, and I didn't understand. Like, when she showed it to me, I was like, I didn't really understand what she was saying. I didn't understand what she meant. Like, I had to kind of spell it out to me. I'm pregnant, and you're going to be a dad now, and you have to grow up a bit. Yeah. So like that. So like our experience is way different to what you see in the movies and what you see in, you know, on Instagram, and the way people present their own pregnancies and their own life. Ours was completely different to that. So, you know, we just end up, you know, before I kind of expand too much and give you guys more information than what you want from this video, really, that, as I say, the underlying message is don't judge yourself, right? As long as you have the most important things in place, don't judge how you're feeling. Yeah, in a lot of ways you can't help that. Let the emotions come as they come. You know, some people don't really settle into being a dad and really embracing their children until a lot longer afterwards. You know, like I only think really I came into my own as the deepest emotionally connected dad I could be when I saw my son start to walk. I think that was really when, like, I was like, right, it's here now. He's here now, and he's here to stay, right? Like, that was really, I don't know, and then that's late. Do you know what I mean? That's like a year after they're born, you know. So your whole process of becoming emotionally ready for it and emotionally connected to it and stuff will take a lot longer than that. If you have any more questions, my dear brothers, just email me, you know, samofsomalia@gmail.com, or put a comment. If you want to put something publicly, you can just look below and you can put a comment in the comment section. But you know, more kind of family and advice stuff. I want to start doing a little series just called Heart to Heart, or something like that, like Heart to Heart with Sam, on Sunday mornings, where I'll basically just talk about some of the stuff that's going on in the channel, some of the stuff that, you know, some kind of more personal stuff, and then advice for you guys, you know, kind of family orientated advice, and then also language learning advice, and you know, like intercultural marriage advice and stuff, things that I can help you guys with, inshallah. Because not because I particularly like the idea of having a show called Heart to Heart. It's not even a show. It's just going to be a genuine sit down, and we'll talk about, and I'll talk to you guys about stuff. But it's not because I like the idea. It's because I think we need it. You know, I think the channel needs it. And so that's the main reason, inshallah. I'll be on Facebook as well. Those of you guys who aren't following me on Instagram, I'm putting out tons of content on Instagram. Like, I'm putting out stuff every day, and I'm putting out, you know, stories every day. And I've got literally like 5% of the followers on Instagram than I have on YouTube. So you lot, get over to Instagram, please, and go and follow me over there, inshallah. Look forward to seeing you guys over there. Drop me a DM as well if you do. And yeah, I look forward to hearing from you guys. So that's everything from this video. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.